Can we now move to the subject of programs, efforts, campaigns? Could you kind of share with us what you have seen over the years, some of the programs, efforts, campaigns that AARP has engaged in?
Absolutely. And in keeping with Dr. Andrus' vision, one of the programs that we developed many years ago was a program called the Citizens Representation Program. And what that program was one that was designed to help people represent their age group in their community. In other words, we trained people to be on boards and commissions. And guess what? Even though that program by that name no longer exists, the principle is still there and we still apply it every day at AARP. One of the things that our members enjoy is the opportunity to volunteer with us as an organization. And one of the things that we do is provide training and information on how people can lobby their state legislature, how they can actually be lobbyists not only in their state, but they can call on their congressmen, they can call on their senators when they're in town. They can also represent their communities on the city council and different state organizations. So one of the things that AARP is very good at is providing opportunities for our members to represent themselves in critical bodies, whether it be in the State House or whether it be on community councils, city councils. So preparing them for legislative activity. We also have had programs like Health Advocacy Services, which really helps people understand health issues, how to live a healthy lifestyle as you're aging. Very important to our members, but also how to lobby for good health care. And that's one of the reasons that you found that just recently AARP lobbied on behalf of new health care legislation, and why we have a health care law today that allows people to get insurance without pre-existing conditions, how we are helping to close the donut hole in the Medicare Part D drug coverage, how we're providing opportunities for parents to keep their children on their health insurance until age 26 if they're not able to get insurance some other way. And so the principles that are found in the new healthcare law are principles that our members really wanted to see. And what's interesting is that AARP lobbies on issues, not on candidates or political parties. We are a nonpartisan organization. Now, we are not always treated that way. Sometimes you will find that people will try to lump us with a particular political party, and actually they do it with both political parties. As a matter of fact, I love the fact that a few years ago, our then executive director had 2 plaques on his wall in his office. One of them was a quote from a conservative Republican who made this statement in the Washington Post. He said this, he said, AARP is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Democratic Party. That was a quote by Senator Trent Lott from Mississippi, a very conservative Republican. So our then executive director had that quote from the newspaper framed and hung up on the wall in his office. Next to it, however, was another frame from another newspaper. This quotation was taken from the Los Angeles Times, and it was Representative Pete Stark, who was, of course, and is a Democrat in the House. And he made this statement in the Los Angeles Times. He said, AARP stands for always advocating for the Republican Party. And this is why our then executive director had those 2 plaques on his wall, because that's exactly really where we want to be. We lobby on issues. We do not lobby on party. We do not give any money to any candidates. We do not give any money to political parties. We lobby on issues that are important to our members, and health care has been an issue that we have been working on for decades. So in addition to health care, we're working on issues like economic security. That's why you're going to see us at the Capitol working on Social Security issues, making sure that Social Security remains strong and available to our members and our members' children and grandchildren for many years to come. Livable communities is also an issue that we work on, making those communities livable for people as they age, because our members want to age in place and they want to stay at home.
Briefly, David, the foundation.
Yes. The AARP Foundation is AARP's charitable arm, is a part of AARP where people can donate money and they can get an income tax deduction by contributing to the AARP Foundation. And the AARP Foundation is there to help particularly those that may be economically disadvantaged. And so we have programs like the Senior Community Service Employment Program, which is actually run by the Department of Labor, but AARP has a major portion of that Department of Labor funding in order to provide opportunities for people 55 years of age and over who are no more than 125% over the poverty level, helping to train them to find employment. AARP also has a work search program that is designed to help people do some analysis of their own selves so that they could find what type of work they are best suited for. And the AARP Foundation certainly helps these individuals get ready to find themselves in the workforce. We are also helping disadvantaged women, helping them get back into the workforce as well. The AARP Foundation is our charitable arm.
As we have seen from your sharing, AARP evolves to meet emergent needs.
Right.
Diversity in our days has taken a very important role. It's an important characteristic of our community. How is AARP reacting or meeting some of those needs for diverse, our diverse communities?
AARP wants to look like the nation looks, and our nation is a diverse nation. As a matter of fact, several years ago, we had what we called the Minority Affairs Initiative. That was really the beginning of AARP's recognition that we needed to meet the needs of all communities. And so AARP, even to this very day, so for many, many years, AARP has been very interested in our diverse communities. And so we have even today, and especially here in the state of Arizona, where we have such a significant portion of Hispanic Latinos, we have a Hispanic Latino initiative where we are reaching out specifically to that community. You're finding more and more of our publications being put in Spanish. Because we recognize that this is a wonderful part of our population. It is part of Arizona. It's part of who we are. And so this is why we are making a concerted effort to reach out to the Hispanic Latino community here in Arizona. And also we are reaching out to other minorities as well. We have a wonderful African American Black emphasis throughout the country. We are also going to be working on Asian communities, and you're finding that AARP is looking just like the nation looks. And so diversity is really part of everything we do. At one point in time, it was a program. It's no longer a program. It is who we are, and it is what we do.
One of the most important things I believe in AARP is the partnership of staff and volunteers.
Absolutely.
Would you share, about how important has volunteerism been to the success of AARP?
It is the success of AARP. Volunteers don't just contribute to the success of AARP, they are the success of AARP. And that started way back when Dr. Andrus founded the organization. Because one of her desires was to see people giving back to their community. And so our board of directors have always been all volunteer. Our board of directors are not paid. And they give hours and hours and hours of their time to lead our organization. And the partnership that is seen at the national level is replicated in every state. Just like our executive director has a partner in our national president. So the national president of AARP is a volunteer, and that national president partners with our CEO. Now, I, as a state director, also have a partner, and my partner is our state president, who is a volunteer. And so at the very top level of every organization of AARP, there is that staff volunteer partnership. And it goes throughout our staff. The various associate state directors in our office also have volunteer partners that they work with. And also, all that we do at the legislature, it's all done by volunteers. We have a driver safety program where we're helping people hone their driving skills as they age. All of these instructors are volunteers. We have a fabulous tax aid program where we have literally thousands of volunteers who every year are helping our members and others in the community prepare their income taxes, and we do it free of charge. These are all volunteers. Every program and activity that we have in the community is led by volunteers. They are the success and lifeblood of AARP.
I will end the interview by asking you that after this many years that you've been involved with the AARP, what is your deepest impression about AARP in the life of the United States of America?
We are definitely a force to be reckoned with, for one thing, simply because of our size. But one of the things that AARP is doing for our country is really promoting the value of giving back to the community. That is the heart and soul of AARP. That is what motivated Dr. Andrus. And here we are, some 52 years later, promoting the exact same slogan that AARP has had, to serve and not to be served. This is how we're helping the United States of America, by promoting volunteerism, by being there at the state legislature and being there in Congress, making sure that the aging population is not forgotten, making sure that the aging population is recognized for who they are and the abilities that they bring and the contributions that they make, so that our country can be a great place to be, a great place to age, and a great place to serve.
David, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. It was my pleasure to be with you, David.